Hey everyone, I'm Will with StudentRoomStay, and in this video, we're diving into all things about traveling in the United States. There are a lot of moving parts when traveling safely and efficiently through the United States. Thankfully, as a college student, you might be able to receive extra perks such as discounts. With your needs in mind, here's a full breakdown of how to travel as a student. These days, cheap vacations for college students are all the rage. After all, these years are a perfect time for exploring the globe. Planning is the bread and butter to a successful adventure, especially if you're looking for low budget travel. If you go in with the inkling of how to save money, it's super easy to spend over $200 a day on food and housing alone, not to mention seeing sights. So let's make a plan. Scout out cheaper locations, then look for inexpensive housing and restaurants and attractions. You'll want to think about your mode of travel. For instance, if you're using a car, plan out with the cost of gas in mind. If you're flying, look at air ticket deals. And if you're taking a train or bus, which is usually the most cost-effective way of traveling, research those discounts. Speaking of discounts, a lot of travel brands and attractions are offering discounts for college students. Do a simple Google search and see what's available. Part of you might want to pack your entire bedroom to avoid these "I wish I brought that" moment. But in the end, even though it might help you with that travel anxiety, it does more harm than good. For instance, if you pack a giant suitcase, you might be charged higher at the flight. Bypass overcharges and stick with a light suitcase. Keep in mind, unless you're going to the middle of nowhere, you can almost purchase anything that you need when you get there. Packing lightly will save you some back pain as well, since you won't be carrying a massive suitcase. This brings us back to planning. It can be dangerous to travel without budget in mind. Imagine you ran out of money in an unfamiliar location. Prevent this scenario by crunching the numbers and figure out exactly how much you want to spend every day. You'll want to take things into account like meals, housing, attractions, transportations, and miscellaneous costs. But make sure to overestimate a little bit so that you have a little bit of money just in case of an emergency. Also, the US dollar is not the same as currency around the world, so watch that exchange rate as well. Check your budget often to assure you're not overspending. It's easy to fall off track, especially if you're getting regularly distracted. Lastly, go back to those student discounts too. Use them whenever you can. It's the biggest way to find cheap vacations as a college student. For affordable trips as a college student, food is one of those expenses that can rack up rather quickly. And yes, although it's very tempting to try that snazzy restaurant down the street, it's a better idea to make your own meals when you can. This will help you save a lot of money. You'll probably have a lot to do with planning here too. Make sure your hotel or hostel can accommodate or has a kitchen or at the very least a microwave. When it comes to budget-friendly travel, utilizing hostels is a fantastic option. You sacrifice a little bit of privacy, but it could be very worthwhile if you're trying to be on a bargain. If hostels aren't your cup of tea, make an extra effort to find reasonably priced hotel deals or ask to stay with friends. These choices can help save so much money. Trips for college students in the United States usually involve world-renowned locations like New York City, Miami, Vegas. As wonderful as these sites might sound, it might not be ideal for students trying to save money on housing, food, and attractions. In fact, since these places are so popular, prices skyrocket in an effort to rake in that tourist money. To avoid this trap, our advice is take the road less traveled. And don't worry, the US is brimming with hidden gems that are still culturally rich and a fraction of the price. Cities like Atlanta, Memphis, San Antonio, and Charleston are super underappreciated. They're brimming with history, free outings, inexpensive entertainment options, and local charm. Your wallet will thank you. A huge part of summer trips for college students is seeing those popular tourist spots. However, remember, prices skyrocket at famous attractions. These are also known as tourist traps. They're specifically designed to lure in these visitors to spend their money. You probably won't be disappointed if you miss out. In almost every city, there's a lesser known activity that can still scratch that travel itch and keep your bank account in check. Make sure to plan ahead and scope out those lucky finds. It's also a good idea to talk to locals about their favorite spots. At StudentRoomStay, we are the better way to stay for international students. If you want an incredible hosted accommodation while studying abroad, sign up today in the link in the description. Thanks for watching and have a great study abroad.